if your people are not skilled, or even if they're not skilled, if they don't have a desire to learn AI, I'd get rid of them. I would get rid of them like very, very, very fast.
This is Secrets for Success.
Welcome to the Secrets for Success podcast. I'm your host, Greg Todd. Thank you, as always, for joining me. This is going to be part 2 of the Inner Circle series. I did part 1 with my wife on our 24th wedding anniversary day. She agreed to do the podcast. We had been traveling all day, and she said, hey, I'll do this with you, because it was something that we talked about on our way up to Georgia. We were at a restaurant, and I said, I really would love to do a podcast on this. This will help a lot of people. What I talked about in the first podcast was what I'm also going to talk about on this podcast. I'm just going to talk about the other 2 parts of your inner circle. So as a recap, I just want you all to know, I believe your inner circle is going to be the most important aspect of directing the trajectory of your life, of your business career, of your relationships, fulfillment. I believe it is the most important thing here on earth. I do believe that your relationship with God is obviously trumps that. But I truly believe that your inner circle needs to be tight. And I believe that there's 3 components of the inner circle. On the part 1, I actually talked about the top component, which is the relationship that you have with your partner or spouse. Okay, so I brought on my wife for that episode. It was really great. You got to hear from her and kind of hear her vantage point of how she believes a partner should support another partner, especially in the world of entrepreneurship. She's not an entrepreneur. She does not have the entrepreneur mindset. She's not going to be personal development programs and courses and investing in $100,000 masterminds. That is not what she does. But she is the main reason on why I am helping you all, why I'm able to do the things that I do today. And it's the things that we talked about in that episode. And I do believe that your partner is the most important key. I believe it is part of the big 3. And I believe it's the most important part of the big 3 when it comes to your inner circle. Now, I also talked about in the episode that I don't believe everybody needs to have a partner. Okay, if you cannot have a partner that does those things that we talked about in the episode, I think you are better off not having a partner. And I believe you can fulfill out your purpose and your mission if you have these other 2 components of the big 3 locked in. I also believe there's people that have amazing partners and they don't have these other 2 parts of the big 3 locked in that I'm going to talk about on today's episode. So let's go ahead and let's discuss. Okay, so your starting 5, that is part number 2. The starting 5 are the 5 people that you are surrounding yourself with the most. These people should have the following qualities. I mean, number 1, they are moving in a direction very similar to what you want to do, or they have already achieved the thing that you want to achieve. Okay. Here, I'll tell you this. You're like, well, how do I find that person that's already achieved what I want to achieve? Well, you bring them value. That's what you do. There are people that I'm in their inner circle, and they might not be in my inner circle, but they give me value. Now, value can mean many different things. Value can mean money. Value can mean time. But a lot of times, the people that I'm in their inner circle and I'm helping them level up, value is in just treating them good. Value is in honoring them for what it is that they do and their craft. Value doesn't always have to be money. Now, a lot of times it can be, but it doesn't always have to be money. And so you need to make sure that you're auditing who are these 5 people for you. Look, there is no, we're just going to kind of keep it even here. The people are either leveling you up. You can talk big around them. You can talk about your goals, your visions, and your dreams, and they're not mocking you. They are encouraging you. They are stretching you. They're the people that say, I think you can do a lot more than that. like I really do. They're the ones that say, hey, did you see this new thing? I think you can put this inside your business. They are the people that are constantly pushing you to new heights. I just know the power of the thermostat. I actually heard this, I think initially, I don't know if it was from Tony Robbins or if I heard it from my coach, Ed Milet, but he said, look, in any room, like just a while ago when we got back today from, being out, the place was really cold. So we just turned on the heater. It was at 65 degrees inside the cabin, and we turned the heat to 70. And within about 45 minutes, the temperature raised to 70. Okay, that's the way it is with your starting five, your five people that are closest to you. Okay, they're either, when you're high, they're going to either bring you down, or if you're down and they're all leveled up, they're going to bring your temperature up. It's just not going to stay the same. It is very, very, very important that you audit who your starting five is. And I think it's very, very difficult to find those people. And just, I'm going to pick and choose this one over here and this one over here. Usually, guys, I'm being honest with you. I pay to be in those circles. That's it. I pay to be in those circles because at least at this level of where I'm at, and I know there's many, many, many levels above that. You usually want to have a filtered room. You want to have a filtered circle. So you don't want to just have people that just talk a big game. You want to have people that have had to do some type of investment to be in a room so that you can filter through that circle audition and have your starting five pretty locked in. Okay. And I think that's really important. I think really auditing who the heck is your starting five. I think that's huge. Okay. So that's part two of the big three. Remember, I talked about on the episode, the last episode, I talked about your spouse, your partner as the primary component of the big three. I just talked about your starting five as being the secondary component of the big three. And then the third component is your team. It's the people that are helping you with fulfilling out your mission. So look, it's hard for me to spend a 2-3 minute snippet on a podcast and talk about how do you find that. Well, here's what I can tell you, okay? And maybe I'll just do this on a whole nother episode. Maybe I can have one episode for each part of these. But here's what I do want to tell you. In today's world, having a team is totally different than what it was even 18 to 24 months ago. I'm just thinking about myself from 2023 to now. My team is about 18 full-time employees less than what it was in 2023. And we are helping more clients. We have more customers. And we have a higher satisfaction rate than we've ever had. Why? Artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. And so I'm not saying to get rid of people per se. Here's what I am going to tell you about a team. If you have a team today and you want to make sure you have the right team, if your people are not skilled, or even if they're not skilled, if they don't have a desire to learn AI, I'd get rid of them. I would get rid of them like very, very, very fast. The world is changing so fast. And if I don't, this is what I know. I know that every single physical team member that I have has the ability to have 25 assistants that work on their behalf. And I also know this. I know that I have a very tight-knit group. And I know that if you can't even handle AI, and I know that there's a learning curve to AI, but if you can't handle AI, you cannot manage people. So I already know that one of my commandments is there's no limit to ascension. But that only happens if you are willing to learn the skill sets to where you're able to leverage yourself more. So if you cannot leverage yourself with AI, or you're not willing to learn how to leverage yourself with AI, I'll teach you. But you're not willing to do that, you cannot be on my team today. You can't. Not today. Not today. I think that's one of the biggest things that I would tell you all today. If you don't have that, it's a problem. I would also say for many of you, you probably want to audit your managerial lineup. Okay, you want to audit your managerial lineup because there's just so many things that AI does today that I think are making, I'm not saying it's making managers obsolete, but I think that you need to rethink what your physical managers do in your company that's a little bit different than what they even did 2-3 years ago. And that's really because of AI. That's it. So today's episode, I really want you guys to audit. Who is your starting five? And ask, in each person, how did they come into your circle? Some of you are like, I don't even know who my starting five is. Red flag. Somebody is influencing you. Somebody is brainwashing you. So who is it? And if you don't know, then I already know who your starting five is. It's probably Facebook. It's probably random people on Instagram. It's probably random people on X. It's probably CNN. It's probably Fox. If you do not have a very, very, very distinct group that you are locking yourselves into, they are part of your circle that you go back to lift you up, to build you up, to make you dream bigger, think bigger, act bigger. That's a problem. And if you do have a team, if your team is not currently using next-gen artificial intelligence to be able to leverage themselves because they have access now to 25 assistants that can help them with basically doing their job 10 to 25x, you've got the wrong people on your team, or you are leading them wrong and you're not giving them the ability to be able to level up. So that's what I would say. I hope you guys found this Inner Circle series valuable. I hope you found it impactful for you. And I really just want you to be able to audit your inner circle and make sure you have the right people in your circle. Let's get it.
That was easy.